This segment of the Bass Kayak and Beers podcast is supported in part by Douglas Outdoors, serious rods for serious anglers. Go to douglasoutdoors.com and check out their new lineup of Era rods that retail under $100. Norsk Lithium, the lithium battery that you need is just a click away. Go to norsklithium.com and check out some of the lightest lithium batteries in the market with the best warranty in the business. Mariner Sales. Located in the heart of the DFW Metroplex, Mariner Sales has the largest inventory of kayak and kayak accessories in North Texas. You can also shop online at marinersales.com. What is going on, everyone? Welcome once again to the Bass Kayak and Beers podcast. This is real life for your boy Armando. We are a few minutes late because, man, I had technical problems. My camera wasn't working. Nothing was working, so I was kind of freaking out. So we apologize for being late, but nevertheless, we do plan on having a great episode for you today. Dave Urke from the Wolf of Wallmart is joining us. He used to be a consultant for FluxJet. He now works directly with FluxJet. But nevertheless, he's going to be here to give us his unbiased opinion on the FluxJet. He's helped a lot with the testing and design. We'll let him fill in how much he's involved with FluxJet. But it's a real interesting concept and one that I am looking forward to seeing how it does in the market. I definitely wish the best for those guys out there for FluxJet, because I'm rooting for the small company, and I think innovation is always going to be great in our sport. Well, can't say that is always great. Like we went, oh my god, we went on our chat room today. The guys, if they join me pretty soon here, at least in the podcast and in the comments section, can tell you we had a deep dive into what is really a kayak and what is not. And it had nothing to do with FluxJet, by the way. Shout out to Andrew Hayes from Tackle Talk Podcast. I always appreciate you, Andrew, for your support. Big fan of what you're doing. Watching your show grow is an inspiration to me, and I am absolutely stoked about how far you're going to take this. Not just the podcast. I think you, Andrew Hayes, I think big things are coming for you. I think you're going to be like a personality out there that it's going to be recognized. It's going to transcend the podcast. And that's what I hope for you, if that's what you want. So shout out to Andrew Hayes. Thank you for joining us. Anyways, going back to the subject. So we had a lot of conversations about, we spent the whole day insulting each other on our chat. Basically the Mariner Sales fishing team about what is a kayak and what it's not, and where do we draw the line on this, and is it good? Is the identity crisis that Jeff Malott posting on his video a big deal in the kayak fishing community? Is it just are we just having somewhat of a Randy Blockhead kind of mentality about this and not letting it evolve or grow? Or is there some unforeseen negative, I guess, consequences to how the sport is evolving and how it might affect what kayak fishing is? And I'm not going to dive into that right now. That was just a conversation for a future episode that I plan on doing, but it's interesting to see what it is. But nevertheless, going back to the innovation FluxJet, if you don't know, they have sort of like a jet ski type motor on their kayaks. And I have a lot of questions about it. I think on one way, it looks like it's going to be a great product, but I want to know what the limitations are before I buy one. And I think you all do in the kayak fishing community. What we want to do is kind of educate you on what the product is and if it fits, because every single kayak is going to excel in one area and maybe not in another. Maybe there's a different style kayak that's best suited for your style of fishing. And I think every single company out there wants to get their products into the right hands, meaning the people that are really going to take advantage of the innovations that this kayak provides that are the ones that are buying it. And if your style of fishing is not conductive to whether it's FluxJet or Hobie or whatever brand or any model, then try to find the one that fits what you're doing, because otherwise you're going to be unhappy. Nobody wants a client that is unhappy. On the comment section, I got Felipe Fernandez. Felipe, I see you in the comments, but I don't see what you're commenting, so I don't know what's going on that. But either ways, let's bring in our guest for today, Dave Urke. Dave, how are you doing, man?
What's up, bud? How are you?
Great. I just realized that I don't have my headphones on. Just that I'm listening to now. I have them on, but they're not connected.
Nice.
Hilarious. Well, it's like
I think Felipe Fernandez is just commenting his name to be like, shout out Felipe Fernandez. What's up, dog?
that is getting banned. That I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's not, but it's just weird. Brandon. Hey, Mandy. I hate Brandon sometimes. Brandon is a good friend of mine. He's one of the few people that know that my nickname is being Mandy, because in Puerto Rico, that's the nickname for if your name is Armando. But I use that nickname here.
Well, now you have to name him Brandy. So you can be Brandy.
I want to name. That's a good point. Brandon is going to be Brandy now. That's it. I'm going to throw it right back at him. The reason why I don't like being Mandy, because I think in the United States, Mandy is more like in the English language. It's more like a girly nickname, so I don't want to use that. But he keeps telling everybody in the kayak fishing community, "Hey, do you know Armando's name is Brandy?" And they're like, "What?" And they approach me as Mandy, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, because on one side of it, like, yeah, that was my nickname growing up, and all my close friends and family know me as Mandy. But over here, it's kind of like, so stop doing that, Brandy. Anyways,
pump brakes, Brandy. That boy is fine.
Oh man. So, Dave, before we get started, tell everybody how you're involved with FluxJet, because I think it's important for me when we're doing a product review that my audience knows your background. Transparency. Okay. I don't want to portray you as like, oh, this is just some guy that actually tested it and that's his unbiased review. I know you were involved with FluxJet. So for transparency, for the people that are listening and watching, what is your role with FluxJet?
So I've basically documented on YouTube my role with FluxJet since the beginning. I am just out here in California. I have a YouTube channel. Jason had seen my YouTube channel and hit me up and asked me if I wanted to come by and like maybe do some work together, test out the kayak and, kind of talk and give pointers. And I had a buddy of mine, James Snyder. He worked over at Kayak City. And I was like, yeah, you want to come with me and check this out? Because James has like years and years and years in the game. I have a couple years in the game. I'm no, guru by any means when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so I brought James for the technical, like the analytical and all the technical stuff. And I am basically what I told Jason, and we've come up with this. I am your general public. I am your guy who knows a little bit about everything, but a lot about nothing. So when I'm going to jump in this kayak, I can give him a completely unbiased, regular Joe, everyday point of view. I'm terrible at balancing myself. Like at paddling, I still don't have beautiful paddle strokes. Like, so I am your everyday kayak guy, and that's how I said I could help him. Well, what ended up happening over the last few months is we've all built a relationship, and I've got to be doing a lot of stuff with them in not only testing, but like ideas and parts and stuff. And so I'm now working with FluxJet directly. I do basically the media stuff. I do the testing. I keep people laughing around the warehouse. Because I really make poor decisions on a regular basis. And, so it ends up being in somebody's favor. Somebody laughs about it. So I'm just here doing my thing, being myself. I was telling somebody the other day, somebody told me once, we can't all be cowboys. Some of us have to be clowns, and I'll pick that lane, dude. I mean, that's kind of where I live anyway. So yeah, I'll just be true to myself and just, that's kind of what happened here. And now it's a whole different ball game. It's really cool. It's really interesting around here because Jason is always asking like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, bro, it's your thing. Like, I don't, but he's all, no, genuinely, like, what would you think about this? And then I get to give him an honest point of view of, well, I could use it for this. I'm sure other people could use it for this. I think it would benefit, or I don't think it would benefit, but he's pretty good about doing all that without asking me for the most part. I'm not like a final say by any means, but he always runs stuff by me, like heaters on kayaks. It's a really good idea on a cold day.
There you go. I saw that. That was pretty cool. All right, so let's dive into FluxJet. Obviously, it's a very innovative kayak. Nothing out there on the market. It's a small company, so it has to compete with the bigger companies. And right now, like Hobie's, bought by Bass Pro Shop. That's even though it's a private company, it is still a big company. And other companies like Bonafide and Native have merged. So they're like with respect, right? The little pup on the,
they're powerhouses. Yeah.
But I am interested in what they're doing. So tell us about the motor of the kayak, which is obviously the very innovative part about it.
Okay, so what I'm allowed to tell you about the motor is it's not a propeller, it's an impeller. So there's a suction point and a propulsion point. So it uses suction to propel. So in that whole motor assembly, I'm sure if you guys went to ICAST, you guys understand this. People who've seen it, we've talked about it at length. But basically what ends up happening is an electric impeller. So there's a grade on the bottom, basically to block majority of debris, like larger debris, like a towel or whatever, like that would get sucked up in. And the channels on the bottom of the hole direct the water to go directly towards the impeller. So the impeller then sucks from those channels, spins around, pushes out the back, full jet. So that's kind of the design of the motor. And where it's located is basically you take a 18 inches deep by 11 inches wide by 7 inches tall chunk out of the back of your kayak. And that's where it goes. And it is flush with the bottom of the kayak. So dragging and going over anything there's no catch point. There's nothing to snag. It's as flat as the bottom of the kayak. Yeah. No keel, nothing. And that's really crazy, to be honest. Like getting used to a jet drive motor, there's no rudder. There's no real main keel point. There's keel points, but there's no real main keel point for that. So if you turn off, like your steering power is your throttle. Like the more throttle, the easier it is to steer. The less throttle, the harder it is to steer. And to get used to that, because I'm an NK300, NK180 guy, so I understand that if I stop motoring, it still kind of gives me a little bit of tracking. The boat tracks straight, but if you're in a turn and you let off the gas, you just keep turning and you're like, oh crap. So you have to get used to like fluttering it and like getting the throttle just right. But the throttle's like super easy to use. It's like this dial. So it's like the twist of a wrist is way easier than up and down. So you can find your perfect point by just applying pressure with your thumb. Like it's pretty cool.
Dave, your video is getting kind of caught off. I don't know if you can fix it, but if you can't, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Let me see. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. While you do that, well, Andrew, you already answered Andrew's question. It says, with no rudder, is it hard to get to track well once you let off the motor? That's a good question, and you kind of touched on it. I tried to explain it to, and correct me if I'm wrong. I used to own a Sea-Doo back when I lived in Puerto Rico, and one of the things is like if you wanted to steer, one of the biggest mistakes that when high velocity equipment like a Sea-Doo, a jet ski, that's better. Is when you let go of the throttle and you try to turn, it does not turn. Like sometimes where you want to avoid an accident, you feel like, well, let go of the throttle, and that way you avoid is no. You have to either either press the throttle more or stay steady, and then you turn, because that's what's going to propel you to turn. So like a Sea-Doo or jet ski does not have a keel because the motor is so potent that it's going to create enough water pressure that you're going to be able to manage it.
Yeah. Now
my biggest question on this is that, like, let's say you are on choppy waters, windy water, where you're going to get more water current pressure or wind
Mhm.
pressure pushing you in the opposite direction that you want.
Mhm.
Is that motor powerful enough to withstand, normal 20
Yeah.
mile per
Yeah.
hour wind that's pushing you the opposite direction?
Absolutely. Without fail. Like, absolutely. Like, yeah. If you have a stern mounted motor, not like a motor guide front mount, if you have a stern mounted motor and you fished in wind or current, you understand to point your nose towards it and you can control your drift, or you can control and keep yourself basically in one position by, playing with the throttle and, using your pedals to kind of steer. Well, same thing with the jet motor. It's like identical. This throttle is different. So it is actually easier to find that point than it is with, like, I don't know if you have ever tried to play with the 5% down to 2% on your
Yeah.
NK. Like, it's really sensitive in a very small amount. Well, this one, it's way easier to tune that number, and you can literally sit still on a river. You can point your nose into wind and just get your bait blown back at you before you'll actually blow the kayak anywhere. Like, and it's very easy to control. The style of kayak that it is with the high gunnels, like, sure, it looks like a giant sail, but the motor having the ability to be able, like, the strength and the endurance to be able to do that all day, 1000%. 1000%.
Yep, that was one of my main question. Again, we invite anybody that's watching, listening, or well, watching YouTube, Facebook, and I'll try to keep an eye on Instagram because I know it's a different page. If you
Yeah.
have a question about the FluxJet, please put it in the comment section. We'll try to get it answered.
So
Um,
here's something crazy, Armando, just to kind of like
yes,
build off Andrew's question before we get to the next one, because I love
he
it.
has a follow up. By the way, do you want to read
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get there. But you know how a lot of people like to turn off their props or turn off their motor as much as possible because of the whining noise or anything like that. This is a completely different style motor. So what'll end up happening is, like, you almost don't hear it, and the less you're on it, you can you how do I say this? With jet drive steering, you don't necessarily ever have to turn off your motor. If anything, you're going to hear the lowest little gargling and you're still going to stay still. It's kind of nice. So you don't really blow. Once you learn how to run it, you never actually turn it off, but you don't ever lose tracking, if that makes sense, after that. But it's just like, for me, for James, it took a minute to get used to. I'm used to an NK. I'm used to, like, paddling if I need to get somewhere small and I don't want to make a bunch of noise, So it's a quieter motor, and it's easier to use once you figure it out. With no
Yeah.
prop, how long does it take to stop the momentum of the kayak and start going backwards if you go forward to reverse on the throttle? Like, how instant is the reverse? Oh,
That's a
cool.
great question,
So,
Andrew.
yeah, no, it's super good. So the greatest thing about the reverse, when you dial it and you stop and you rip back, you'll hear it go. You'll be going forward, it'll be quiet, and then it'll go back. It's literally almost the same thing. You know how on your NK you can go from forward and then reverse, and it only has a pause delay. Same thing
Yeah.
with the jet motor. So it's almost as instantaneous as you want it to be. In fact, I try not to go in reverse too much, just because we're still, like, I don't know. I don't like going in reverse with my NK, first off, because I don't like
I don't ever
like
use.
trying to steer
Well, I have
behind
a
me.
pedal drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I back my truck into every parking spot. Ask my wife. I'm that dude. I will not back my kayak into anything. Like, it's awkward for me, so I'll kick the 180 or whatever real quick. But yeah, no, popping into reverse is not an issue. There's no stall. There's no anything. It just goes from forward, stop, reverse.
So that's a follow up question to that. I'm not sure if Andrew's meant to ask this as well, but so, like I mentioned, on a Sea-Doo or a jet ski, if you go forward, I mean, you're full throttle, you let go of the throttle, there's no brake. It's like you have to
No,
time,
you're
like
coasting.
you're coasting. So if you want to go to point A to point B, you realize you don't let go of the throttle the moment you get to point B. You have to let go a little bit earlier and control. So if on that kayak, I know it doesn't go as fast as a jet ski. No one expecting it to go faster than a jet ski, but
I want it
does
to.
if you're fishing on a spot and you want to get to from point A to point B as fast as possible, how does it stop? Because it doesn't have a pedal drive, right? I guess you can use a
Yeah,
paddle,
no,
but you don't really want to use the paddle because that's what you got
no.
a motorized kayak for. So how do you kind of like make it stop? And I
So
asked this question because, again,
yeah,
just for people to understand, you can say, well, wait a minute, wouldn't that apply to the same motor? Not really, because the Torpedo and NK, once you let go, the motor is out and it has a keel and it
drag.
creates drag that's going to
Mhm,
slow you down.
mhm,
But in this case, there is no drag, there is no keel, there is no bulky motor on the bottom that's going to hold on water that'll make you stop. This is
mhm,
you're really coasting. So
mhm.
again, and I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. No, it's great. So again, that's actually part of that question. I just kind of read it weird. But yes, it does have basically a longer stop time, but not that much. Like, you'd be surprised. You can really come to a halt pretty quick. Like, once you kick off the motor, hi Roy. Once you kick off the motor, it slows pretty quick, man. Like, it's because of the design of the kayak, you want the rear end in the water more, so it actually helps in the slowdown time, if that makes sense. Like, it helps it slow because it's not nose down where you're still cutting through a bunch of water. You're kind of cocked back a little bit, so it just cruises right in, but I will say, yes, you want to allow yourself a little bit more time versus an NK300 or Torpedo. What is it, 1103, the big one. You're definitely going to want to offer yourself a little bit more stopping time. And for the people who are probably thinking, they're questioning, like, I want to be cruising in and all of a sudden realize that I'm getting too close to a dock and then hit reverse, like, will I be okay? You absolutely will be okay.
Would it
You
not
absolutely
damage the
will be okay.
mechanic to throwing it from full
No,
throttle forward to all of a sudden, bam, reverse
I,
without?
no. I can't really get into the detail of why that wouldn't mess it up, but it won't mess it up. You'd be fine.
No, and I
Absolutely.
understand, a
Yeah.
lot of it is patents
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Brandy has a
Once
question.
they've dropped, there's zero secrets. But yeah.
We got another question. Is there any idea of integrating this technology into the pedal drive kayak? And this is what's interesting about FluxJet, because FluxJet, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, and this is no
Go for
knock
it.
on what the guys are doing, right? It seems, I have the perception, and now you correct me if I'm wrong once again, that this is a company that innovative, that brought this. It's like, all right, we have this motor and we're building the kayak around the motor. So FluxJet is really the motor. That's
The propulsion system.
the propulsion system. That's the genesis of this company. The kayak is built around it. I
Mhm.
guess one of the questions or concern as a consumer, and you're here to alleviate those concerns if you can,
I'm trying
is
to. Yeah. Yeah.
what my concern would be. Well, since it's not a, you know, in its core, a kayak company, it's more of a company manufacturing a propulsion system. I would worry about, especially since we can't try it, um, because it's not on the market yet. It's only by order. Is that correct?
Mhm.
How good is the components of what's in the whole, and what's the quality of the whole, and if the design of the whole is going to be something, because when we're looking back at Hobie, Old Town, this is some of the oldest companies that know what they're doing. Bonafide, not saying that Fluxes don't, but I'm saying about
Yeah. Yeah.
designing whole. Crescent Kayak has
Mhm.
Duke Gregory, which is
Mhm.
a world-class paddler. Jackson had Jackson, which is an Olympic paddler of water rafting. So what goes behind the design of the kayak?
What if we're looking at it the wrong way? What if all those companies got offered this propulsion design and said no?
I think that's my other question, because I couldn't see a world where the
That's a
guys,
what if. I don't know that for a
yeah,
fact. That's just a what
I
if.
would see a world where they would say, like, hey, we're introducing this and we're selling the patent, or we're selling the components to the highest bidder, which would have made more sense from a point standpoint of a company that doesn't build kayak. It builds a propulsion system. Like, you're
So
venturing into waters where it's not your bread and butter, and I say that with respect, and you're also competing against the big dogs that know exactly how to design a kayak and what works and what doesn't, and what people want also in the kayak design.
So the great thing about Jason is he does have a history in aqua dynamics, if you will, like water.
Oh, yeah.
And so the propulsion system is just, that's kind of what the kayak was designed around for, this propulsion system. And this is the first kayak. Does that make sense? This is the flagship design. This is the design where if you were a grandpa and you wanted to get more time with your grandkids and you had a pond on your property, you get a couple of these and throw a couple 12 volts in them and let them go to town. You know, this is the kayak for, like, I myself would definitely, I'd put it out in a tournament. I'd take it out in a tournament and I'd try and compete against everybody else with it. Like, I got no problems doing it. It is a very well-built kayak. The material, everything is built by a popular kayak rotomolding company. So it's not like he just picked somebody at random. There's names behind all this stuff. Everything that goes into the design is like more well thought out than I've seen in a long time. Like, take, for instance, the tracks. He put threaded inserts inside the plastic to mount the tracks. So if you don't like the tracks, change the tracks. You know, like, there's threaded inserts in there. You're not drilling more holes in your kayak. Like, there was a lot of things that got brought to this design outside of stuff that I would see normally, you know, so I was really impressed with. And on top of that, I know it's a sight unseen type thing, you know, like, because they're not out yet. But when they are out, I'd get on it. The only reason being is this kayak isn't for just anybody, it's for everybody, you know, like I said that the other day. And basically what it is like, depending on the battery you want to put in is how much time, how much run time you want, how much speed you want. Like, you can kind of do whatever you want with this kayak. Everyone can do it. This is for Joe that wants to go throw a boat in his truck and then go check out the other side of the pond that he's never been able to check out, and he doesn't want to paddle over there. This is for guys like myself who are willing to take it and throw it in a tournament, and like, I'll be fine. You know, it's not going to be the kayak's fault if I don't win. It's going to be the fact I suck at fishing is why I don't win, you know? The electrical in this thing. So you and me have talked many times. I rig out kayaks. I worked over there at Kayak City. I worked with those guys. I did a lot of rigging. I tinkered on a lot of kayaks. I've done a lot of things there. The electrical in this thing is better than anything that I've ever put in a kayak ever. And like, I'm doing aftermarket with those parts that are made for this stuff. And he's an engineer. So the stuff that goes in is created. Like, he creates these things. Like, it's not like I'm going to go to Radio Shack and buy a bunch of plugs and then put waterproof connectors on them and call it waterproof wiring. You know, like, he designs everything here. But he is phenomenal when it comes to engineering this stuff. And he overbuilds everything. So the kayak weight is light and yet extremely durable. The motor's phenomenal. The wiring in this thing is something of beauty. Like, I can't wait till these things are actually out on the market, because we're going to cut one in half and I want to walk through the whole wiring diagram with everybody. That's
Roy
James,
Widgeon.
everybody.
No worries. So Roy Widgeon has a question, and I'm not sure if this is a Back to the Future joke, but I'll ask it. Just
yes.
Does it have a flux compactor? Is that a
flux capacitor? Yes, yes, it does. His name is Dave. That's me. I get in there and I flux everything.
That's
up
what I'm saying.
time.
Like, is he making a joke with Back to the Future? Because it's flux capacitor, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Is there such a thing as flux compactor? No, right?
I mean, I would hope not.
Roy, we're going to assume you're joking. But
yeah.
You should have said capacitor, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
we got a new question for
the
oil field angler. And
what's
we'll
up,
go
bud?
back to what you're saying.
Right.
It says, it may have been covered, but what is the warranty of the propulsion system?
Above my pay grade.
There's no, that's in it. Is there a place where you can check? Has that information been released?
Has the warranty information on the motor been released yet?
I believe it's 2 years.
Believe so. 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Believe so.
Is it? So. What is the question? Is it shade tree mechanic friendly or repair and maintenance?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, no,
it is. It is. Yes, it is. How do we say it? Special chimp proof. Wow. I'm in the office today, and we have a big weekend coming up, so that you're going to see and hear people coming back and forth. Sorry. It's special chimp proof. So basically, when you open this thing up and you go like, oh, well, I want to change like the throttle. You have the option of keeping it on the left because it's going to come factory on the left. If you want to put it on the right, it's 2 screws and 1 wire connection. You take the 2 screws out of the throttle, you swing it around to the right side. You take the wire connection off the old throttle port where you had it, put it on the new throttle port. It's a 7-minute change for anyone, not for somebody who's like super experienced with wiring. So yes, it is very, what did you say? Shade tree mechanic proof. Yes.
One thing that I wanted to ask, for example, if I'm on my new port and I get weed stuck in it, it's pretty easy to just clean it because it has a grate. Now I get it. It prevents most material debris to getting in on it, getting stuck. But it could, you can get some fishing line and get something. Let's say something got in there. Is it pretty easy to open it up and untangle whatever got into the motor?
4 screws.
That's it?
Yep.
And you just
Yep.
All right. Interesting.
And it's one of those things where you want to unplug it before you stick your hand in there. But yeah, it's super easy. Is it fluffy friendly?
Fluffy friendly. Is it fluffy friendly? I'm assuming. So what's the weight capacity on this? Total weight, human and anything that you want to add to it.
To be honest, we're still testing, but let me see what the limit is right now. Hey, what do we have on weight capacity?
It's scheduled at around 400, but it's still really low.
Yeah, 400 is still really low. It's scheduled at 400 right now, but it held 400 pounds of human because it was me and James in it, and it was kicking. Like it was moving just fine.
Yeah, 400 should be more than enough. I think for most people.
But until we have all the weights and we get out there and we really weight it down with everything, like we just want to be on the safe side and not have people like just dump a bunch of stuff in it,
When does this kayaks go into production? Actually hit the market? Let me ask that.
So they're the first drop is in January. Right now we're doing pre-sale drops basically. So you would put deposit down of $500, and I misspoke the other day when I said they're still $299. That was like the first initial run price. They're $34.99. That's what they are. But you put 500 down, and you've assured yourself whatever color you're looking for, and we're sold out into August right now.
What is? I think you might have mentioned this, and I might have missed it. And I apologize, but if that's the case, the whole what is it? Rotomold.
Rotomold.
All right.
Rotomold.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Quite a few popular brands and newer brands are being rotomolded at the same place. So it's it's not just some random spot.
I do want to shout out to. I forgot the names of the guys that are working here, but when they do the Instagram reels, I know those reels don't usually go viral, but I like how they explain everything. That's the marketing that me as an old school guy like to use. Like, don't bring anything else to distract me. Tell me what the product is and what you're doing.
Put Jason on the kayak and let Jason explain it the way he's supposed to. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And even when he talks about the design, the graphics, he'll show, hey, this is what we're doing. I like that. I respect that.
Yes.
It's usually a lot of companies don't do it because those things don't go viral. So you want to get to know each other. But the fact that he does the boring thing, I guess, for social media standards, I enjoy it. I geek out of it.
Did you watch his battery lesson video? Like explaining watts, amps, all that stuff to where people would understand like running amp hours and running wattage and all that kind of stuff. Oh my god.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd like you, so it's really good. I love it. But yeah.
All right. Question from Brandon. Can you tell if there's various sizes, 12, 13, or 14? So is it one model right now? And
yes, it is are they looking
to expand models for this? Like having I don't know, like Obi has different models. Every kayak company has different models. Is that something in the works?
So I cannot say that there's anything else coming right now.
Wink, wink.
All I could say is right now, this is the first model. This is the flagship. This is the starter. This is the everybody kayak.
And
Now,
what is? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, if you wanted something specific, like a design, like a hull shape, all that kind of stuff, longer hull, shorter hull, flatter hull, taller hull, swivel seats, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, please comment that. Please DM that. Like, that's the kind of stuff, like, that's what gets us moving over here is I can't tell you how many videos we've talked about, and then somebody said something in a comment, so we went and shot the video. Like that happens. Like Jason has been listening to everyone from day one. Like before he even came out with this, he's been listening to the kayak industry for a long time. So if you want something, speak on it, if that makes sense. But I cannot confirm that there is anything else other than this design sitting in this warehouse right now. That is it.
Speaking about the hull, so is it a 12, 13, 14 foot hull?
11.
What is the dimension? 11 foot. And what is the width of it?
32 wide.
Huh?
32 wide.
No.
That's got to be more than
It's
that.
wider than that, right?
Yeah.
34 and a half.
Yeah, it's 34 and a half to the outside.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
32. I'm like,
inner
wow.
diameter, outer diameter. I'm a weirdo. So what I look at is where my knees hit is 32. Where the outside of the design is 34. Does that make sense? The whole
that makes sense. That's kind of standard.
Yeah,
that's kind of standard, 2 inch from one side to the other. How are you able to comfortably, not having to be a gymnastic expert or Olympic gymnastic, can you stand on it, cast and set a hook on it without having to be a Olympic gymnastic?
Absolutely.
Anybody can do it,
dude. So when I got in this thing, okay, Armando, let's talk about the kayaks like that you've been in. You like the PA right now. Have you ever done anything else other than the PAs right now? Or have you just been doing PAs?
Well, I've owned the Outback. I've done the PA, and with Mariner Cells, I've tested a bunch of the kayaks.
So have you tested a PWR?
Yes, I have.
It's very similar.
That's a very stable kayak.
Yes, but the hull is built different, so it feels a little different, but it is, when it comes to stability, it is very similar.
And that is interesting because I don't think people realize how much a skeg or actually a pedal drive would bring stability into a kayak, because it works as a keel, right? But being that this doesn't have a keel, doesn't have a pedal drive, you would think it wouldn't be very stable, or not as stable as this.
Are you talking about the P127 or are you talking about the PWR?
No, any kayak that has a pedal
yeah.
drive or a keel is going to be stable when you stand up, because I don't think people realize the keel and even the drive do work as a stabilizer.
So I did a secondary stability video the other day. I just dropped it on Instagram as like a joke. I did like some rap song or something like, "Oh, the pretty girls walk like this." And I mean, I'm shaking it to where it's up on its edges, and it's so good. Oh, there you go. Oh, look who's in the chat.
Oh, so to clarify, James, what's James' role here?
James Snyder?
Yes.
That's my man. He's right here next to me.
Oh, okay. Well, he's welcome to the comments. He's welcome to join the show.
Yeah.
So what is, so people know who we're.
Yeah, see, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on that right there. So he's got, there's James right there. He's behind
James,
me.
how's it going? Well, he can't hear you. You have the headphone. But what is James' role on this, so people know what
So James' role is basically James is the man under Jason, and there's no one else under, like there's no one between James and Jason. Jason is the owner and engineer. James runs everything the day-to-day around the shop. James builds the kayaks. James knows everything about the kayaks inside and out. He has spent countless hours here late night with Jason, going through models, going through RPM rates, going through everything, like voltage regulations, like all that kind of stuff. Like James is like the second evil genius that works here.
The evil scientist.
Yes.
So just for people that are watching or listening, they know, when James sends something, this is who James is. As in respect to FluxJet. Yes. So the oilfield angler has a question: is it saltwater rated? Is it saltwater rated?
100%. Yes. Yes.
Do you have to take? Is there any extra care that you have to take and remove it? I mean, you should every time you use something on saltwater, but is it?
You kind of want to. I mean, you can hose it down if it makes you feel better. To be honest, the way this motor and the all the parts being used in this, like, if you feel like you need to hose it down in the salt after you get out of the salt, go by all means, hose it down. I mean, you always want to hose down your kayaks after you get out of salt because they'll eat away at your pads and everything like that. But I mean, that's up to you.
James also says secondary stability is insane on this.
There's going to be a flip video coming soon. We're working on it right now, actually.
I do have a question about the shout out to Corey, guys. Hello, friends. He's on the chat. Great support. One of the biggest supporters to my channel. So I always appreciate Corey. One of the things that, and correct me if I'm wrong, like I see this kayak and I'm thinking, all right, if I'm an angler that likes to use forward-facing sonar, how riggable is this kayak? If I want to add, one of the big things about kayak companies now, they want to make it riggable because they understand kayak anglers are like teenagers with a new car. They want to put spoilers and put wheels. They want to waste money or invest money, whatever way you want to look at it, into personalizing their kayaks. So how riggable is this? How easy it is to personalize it to your style of fishing? Does he have track mounts? How does that work?
Well, first off, that's blasphemy for saying you'd be wasting money rigging out your kayak. Because I mean, what better way to spend your money than rigging out your kayak? I'm just kidding. Just giving you a hard time, dude. Okay, so first off, this thing is loaded with track from front to back. Like, I don't mean to ho it, and I didn't even know it. Yeah, from the nose all the way back. There's rigging mounts for a bow mounted motor if you would like. He's already put the threaded inserts in the hull itself. There is threaded inserts in the rear of the kayak, like back in the stern. So if you wanted to put anchor wizards, if you wanted to mount say a competitor's motor on there just to like test them side by side, which we've done, by all means you can do that. All the threaded mounts are there on top of all the track, on top of the fact that Jason is manufacturing parts to build delete plates for every single rod holder, the side that you're not using your throttle on, there's going to be a delete plate. Like he's coming out with parts galore so that you can rig this however you want, man. And it is very riggable. How riggable is it? Very. Now, the cool thing is this kayak, it's high-end technology, built basic for a user-friendly format. But guys like myself, guys like you, guys like James, like we like to build stuff. I like to make it look cool. I like to customize it the way I want to. There's not a problem with that on this kayak at all, dude. Like, there really isn't. Like, I haven't found an issue. The only thing I don't like right now is that there's a lot of metric involved in it. And I'm like, okay, so I just have to update my stainless metric game.
They don't use freedom metrics, freedom measurements.
They don't use freedom hardware. So yeah, so that's like the only gripe that I have with it. Other than that, like, dude, I would take one home today and I would dial it in. Like, and the fact that there's like a whole recess for where your transducer goes, like all that stuff, there's so much you can do with that hole there, Armando. Not to like sound really gross right now, but there is so much you can do with that area. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really cool.
Okay, we'll leave it at
so that. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if you got a chance to see the video of the bottom side of it or where you put the transducer mount in, dude. You can literally, what's up, Cam? You can literally drop something down there if you wanted to drop down your forward facing. You just remove that transducer protection plate and you can put a forward facing transducer down there and then just raise it up when you're done. Yeah.
Interesting.
In fact, like, we're coming up with ways to figure out how to lock that into place so people don't need all the extra arms anymore and it stays hard mounted to your kayak.
What I see this kayak and I'm wondering, I got two-part question, but I'll ask the first part first.
Hit it up.
How well does it go through grass? So I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking, man, what if all that grass gets into a motor? Can you go, if you live in if you're fishing grassy lakes areas, how good is it going to go through grassy lakes? I am going to have to worry about all this gunk getting into the motor and constantly having to get on shore and remove all that gunk?
Nope. Not at all. I don't know if you saw the first videos of where we were taking it through.
But I have to. I know the answer.
Okay,
I'm asking for
so you guys, you can go check out my YouTube at Wolf Wallmart, or you can go check out the FluxJet YouTube. We literally drove it across the top of mats. and we were fine.
Are we talking about grass mats? Because there's a difference. Like if you're talking lily pads, and yeah, that's not gonna really get. It's too big.
No, lily pads.
What about grass?
No, I'm talking about the sludge, the cheese, the nasty,
and all that. Yep.
Yeah, the nasty mats. Yes,
right.
And then on top of that, that whole body of water and every other body of water I think we've been on, except for 2, has been submergent grass that's tickling the surface, and you know how that is. Like you can go for a while, but eventually your prop gets bound up. You got to pull it. You got to pull the throttle, clear the prop in the air, and then you still got that one weed that's slapping your black pack, so you're trying to reach back and clean it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you've had to deal with it on a stern mount many a times. I know guys in the bow mounts, they have to pull them up, or your pedal drive, your pedal drive, and you pull up your pedal drive out of your pedal hole and barely fits because it's gunked full of weeds. Not on this motor. That's the way that this motor is designed to kick that stuff right out. Doesn't suck in, and if it does, it kicks right through. So, and when it comes to the submergent grass, not an issue. It's like just tickles the top. It just tickles the bottom of the kayak. That's all you'll ever hear. Like it doesn't get in the motor or anything. So, it's really interesting because I'm a grass guy. I love weeds. I love grass. So I'm super excited to use it specifically for that.
All right. So now we're gonna get into hard questions because I want you guys, and I'm rooting for FluxJet. I want them to be successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for the little guy here on this, and I say that with respect. But again, this is a show for the audience, so information. So I have to put both what I like about it and both what I think, not necessarily a negative thing, but might not be for everyone. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and you correct me or fill in the blanks here. So one of the things that the way I see it on this kayak, one of the challenges would be if you are an offshore angler that is fishing, whether it's like Rocky Lakes in California or upstate New York, where you're going to be fishing main points and you're going to be more exposed to wind and element, not necessarily creek fishing or skinny waters or rivers.
Yeah.
I see where this kayak might be limited, and it may not be for everyone, specifically for those type of anglers, just because you don't have a keg, you don't have a pedal drive. You could, I guess, learn how to feather the motor, but let's be honest, that takes skill and practice. You're not just going to get into the kayak and think you're going to feather your way into position and be all cool and chill about it. It's just a lot of trial and error, and it's a lot of distraction. Do you feel like this kayak, in your opinion, would be suited for somebody that fishes that style, open water fishing on big waters?
If you open water fish with a stern mounted motor, you can open water fish with this one. But most guys that are open water guys that are way out there, they got the bow mount. They just do. That's a majority of those dudes. Yeah, or a pedal drive. Yeah, paddle, the Hobie paddles or the full propel pedal drive. You can sit there, like you said, it does take some experience to feather the throttle and feather the pedals, but I'll put it this way. You could do it. I could do it. We could do it. It'd be a little bit more work. But at the same time, I don't wear my work boots to play basketball. So it would be like, if that's what I'm doing all the time, I would look at a kayak that would be specifically for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I would make sure that now you can get a bow mount. It has the mounts. You can throw the bow mount on this and take it out there, and it would be just fine. It would be just fine. Go get a bow mount. If you don't like the way the jet motor works for you out there, grab a bow mount. It's not going to hurt anything. Doesn't hurt anybody.
And again, that's not a knock on FluxJet. Every single kayak, I wouldn't use it. I love my PA14. I wouldn't use it on a shallow creek.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't use a RVR, which I think is a great creek or shallow water kayak, or a skiff from Bonafide into Cayuga Lake to fish offshore points. I don't want this to come up as like, well, that FluxJet. It's just everything has its pocket where it's going to excel, and it's going to have its pocket where it has a limitation compared to a kayak that's dedicated for big water, or compared to a kayak that's dedicated for skinny waters. And that's every single kayak model you can apply this to.
Now, what Jason did apply in the design of the hull was for ocean. he made sure that the front end of the kayak is a little bit taller, a little more bulbousy, so you'll be able to take waves a little bit better. So if you want to be out in big water, you're still flat, comfortable, stable. Yes. But if you're fishing offshore points, like we've gone over this or we've talked about it, like it may not. And the cool thing is, it may not be for you. It may not be for those people.
And that's what we want. We want to get this product into the right hands because it serves no purpose if you give somebody that's using this product not for its ideal reason. Then you got complaints and going to social media, this, and then that gives you bad. It's like, well, you bought a kayak that's not
right.
Yeah, it's not the kayak's fault. It's your fault for not educating yourself as a consumer.
Right. Like I fished my first tournament on an RVR on a lake with no motor and a windstorm.
Yeah.
I was just a leaf on the lake. It was very sad. It was a very sad experience and very funny for everybody who saw me out there. But I learned the RVR is not meant for the big lakes in the wind. It just wasn't. Now I got a motor and anchor wizards and stuff.
And I imagine the FluxJet not having a keel. That's, when you look at the PA, it has an extra keel. And that's specifically for when you're on the ocean.
Yeah.
You hit
drop
a
the
wave.
skeg, the rudder.
The skeg is going to keep you where your back end of your kayak is in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's just design on it. No, not necessarily a flaw in it.
Yeah.
When it comes to shallow water, I think the best secondary investment that you can do on this kayak, and correct me if I'm wrong, would be a power pole. Because if you're fishing like the bank, again, you don't have a skeg, you don't have a paddle, pedal. Or I'm sorry, a pedal drive to kind of like steer and all that. You're gonna get pushed around in circles with the wind.
Yep. I
think like 1 or 2 power poles would be ideal and would really take this kayak to the next level. Because I think if you're fishing out of a bank, you're in a bank, not fishing out of a bank, but doing what most kayak anglers do. Like beat the bank and you're rolling through the bank and you get some wind. It's going to push you. It has no resistance to wind in that aspect, unless you're moving. But if you're stationary on a spot and you're in a school and you're like, all right, I'm going to fish this point here or this sandbar, but the wind is affecting me. If it's shallow enough, you probably want to add a power pole on this.
Yeah, a parking pole, power pole. You can get the Yak Attack parking pole. You can go get the power pole, the mini pole. Speaking of power poles, I see dudes do single poles all the time. It makes no sense to me. I feel like I would just spin around like a top, you know what I'm saying? So I would do dual power poles. But the cool thing is Jason has the mounts, the threaded inserts right on the back. You can pop a power pole on that joker. Yeah. I'm ready to be able to demo a FluxJet for sure. Killer for Caddo.
Oh yeah, like I love fishing Caddo. I would get this kayak just to fish Caddo, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I saw a comment in there. He said, I saw one of your test videos. You did a dirt mud takeoff.
Yeah. You just posted that one, right?
Yeah. A dirt mud takeoff. Thanks, Brandy. That was 2.5-3 inches of water. That was 3 inches of water that I was sitting in. And I just took off in 3 inches of water. So, and I was sitting kind of on a rock. That's why you saw the burnout. I had to push the motor a little extra to kick the water out the back to get me moving. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to
kayak, you
when
need to have some, at least a couple inches.
I got
of
it
water,
stuck yesterday, but we were in like 2 inches, two and a half inches, something like that. So yeah.
What are the questions? If anybody on the comments has another question, I'm trying to think. What have we not covered that you want to talk about? Or James, if James is present, anything that you want to highlight out of the FluxJet?
I'm sure he'll have something to say. Do you have anything that you would like to highlight about the FluxJet before I start talking? No. James is not like, he's a camera shy guy. He wants to be behind the camera. So I purposely try and put him, hero. So I purposely try and put him in the camera whenever possible. It's awesome. So moving water, like rivers. We haven't talked about rivers, and a lot of people are asking about rivers. I cannot tell you because I am barred from talking about rivers because we have 2 guys coming up this weekend to specifically do river testing. And these are guys that are very unbiased. They will give us no shoulder rubs. They'll tell you straight how it is. So
aggressively average anglers.
They're aggressively averagely going to probably.
I'm looking forward to their review on this.
Yes, I am too. I actually get to be there, so I'm really excited. It's pretty cool. How does it track going from A to B? When the motor's on, you're in full control. You're in full control. Like we were doing pinpoint accurate moves to do some sketchy stuff yesterday, and it tracks just fine.
Do you have to? Well, I guess it's depending. Let's say I am in, you're not going to be fishing out at 30 mile per hour when you shouldn't be fishing out on any kayak. But let's just say I got, the average 15, 20 mile per hour wind. Mm-hmm. Do I have to go at a certain either speed or percentage of power in order to be able to keep on track? Or can you do it at minimal speed? Like, is there...
I mean, can you do that on a regular stern-mounted motor with minimal speed?
Depending. Like, I wouldn't. Well, yeah. Like, a PA you can do it. An Outback you can do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, yes and no. So when you're in the wind and you're getting blown, say you want to go from south to north, so you're going up the globe, and the wind is coming from the west, blowing to the east. So it's going to be trying to blow you off. Just like any other kayak, you're I know I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm sorry, dude. I really didn't mean to do it that time. But it will be adjusting you just like it adjusts every other kayak. Yes, you are going to have pressure against the west side of your kayak going north. Will it throw you way off course? Absolutely not. But at the same time, the power and efficiency is where this thing is really sweet. Armando, like really sweet. Like right now I'm trying to pull up the specs because I had them on the whiteboard the other day, and I took a picture of the whiteboard because I wanted to make sure that I had that for you, because the specs and the power are absolutely insane, like mind-blowingly. Where is it at?
I'll go get it.
I got it right here. Oh, you got it written down? Because that's my kids'
what's the
homework.
It depends obviously on wind and how much weight, but what's the top speed on this on ideal conditions?
What battery? 12 volt, 24 volt, 36
volt.
So
it depends on the battery?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now,
really?
Okay, so it has this giant... The wiring system is basically made to power everything equivalent, right? So whether you have a 12 volt charger in there and you want to charge your phone, it's not going to overcharge your phone. You know what I'm saying? But you're basically running everything off one battery. You don't need any other batteries in this kayak. In fact, when they come out here, I asked them what they needed, and they're like, hey, maybe some extra Aquas to power the cameras. And I'm like, why, dude? They're all getting plugged into the boat. Like, it's fine, But when it comes to the 12 volt, like you get 3.8, 3.9, 24 volt, you're hitting fives, 36 volt, a lot higher than fives. We were at a lake the other day, and the lake actually had a speed limit, and so we couldn't release the video, but I can tell you we're going as fast as every other motor on the market with more efficiency.
Electrical motor talking about, right?
Yeah, every electric motor. Sorry, we're not
we're not
hitting those
6-7
like
miles per hour.
Yeah.
Right.
But I didn't want to say those two numbers because everyone will do this,
Well, I think my audience is a little bit older. According to the algorithms. Yeah. What is the amp draw on this? And does it depend on the voltage?
Depends on the it depends on the voltage. It depends on if you're running it at max. Because I mean, I had
that's what I asked, the max amp draw on it.
Yeah. So if you're running it at max, he's getting the paperwork right now because apparently I can't find the picture. I actually had it written down, and I'm sorry, I'm so just discombobulated right now, buddy. But I swear I had a picture of it somewhere so I could bring it up and talk to you about it, so we could talk about that exact issue of what amp draws are. But what we did was we put a Brand X stern mounted motor next to the jet motor on the FluxJet kayak and ran them side by side. Here we go. Thanks, Graham. Graham gave it to me. So Graham's our friend from Australia. He's super cool, man. Like he's really rad. Okay.
The London Under?
Yeah.
Horrible, my bad.
Yes. He's the man from down under. Yes.
That was horrible on my part.
That's not being released yet.
I didn't think so. So
we just released 24 and 12.
Yeah, 24 and 12.
Through 60 is coming out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that we had a speed limit, so we had to stop at the speed limit, so we couldn't release that. I'm just reading these ones.
like we're releasing that video. Like we're not breaking
Oh,
that here.
okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. Got
that's
it.
all embargoed.
So that's all embargoed. Sorry, I got shut down on that one. That's coming out. That's gonna be
Man,
coming
not
out.
giving me anything to come up
I'm
here.
sorry.
Like, what?
I'm
Nah,
sorry,
just joking.
dude.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's move on to the next question then. Well, I had another question about it. So the talk to me about the electrical connections on this. So it doesn't, you're not selling it with a battery, right? You buy your own
No.
battery. It's not like
Yeah.
Torpedo where you have to buy it with a
No.
battery. Are
No.
you, as FluxJet, having their own blend of lithium batteries?
No.
Or it's just buy whatever battery you
No.
use,
But
right?
yeah, whatever battery suits your fancy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna have like recommended, like, you could get, but any battery, dude. Like, you could go from Dakota to Lifetime to, whatever,
Norsk
whatever,
Lithium?
North Lithium,
There you
all
go.
that. Yeah, oh yeah, my guy.
10-year warranty on Norsk Lithium, 12 if you buy their chargers.
Hey, yeah.
Check it out.
So you can basically use any battery that you're looking for. It's a plug and play with that kind of stuff, because it comes with a battery box that has a breaker on it. So you just connect the battery in the battery box. That battery box has a cable, plug in, plug out. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
So there are other, like, I noticed on the videos, and this, I guess that's how I should have phrased the question. The electronic connections, like, it's gonna have its navigation lights integrated. It's gonna have like USB ports to connect your USB, like charge your phone or connect. Like, how does that work?
Okay, so I forget I don't know why. I just got spaced out because he was telling me not to say something. So I'm like, okay, I got it. So he has and the term has escaped my mind. Basically what it is basically a giant kind of like inverter. So or not inverter, but man, I am so sorry. I just got spaced out on this.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Basically everything gets powered off one battery. And then what this thing does is it diverts the power accordingly. Like if you have a USB-A or a USB-C, those require 10, 12, whatever voltage regulator. Thank you, James. It's a voltage regulator. So it really regulates the volts going to every port. So on the side ports, we have the USB-C, the USB-A, and then on the back where the 360 light is, it's a 2-prong adapter, similar to some of the other brands out in kayak fishing right now. So you can get a 2-prong adapter into that and then use a 2-pronged USB-C adapter if you wanted a rear camera or whatever it's called. So basically it regulates the voltage from said battery of 12, 24, 36, whatever battery you want to put in there, 40 amp, whatever you want to put in there. Or 40 volt, whatever you want to put in there. And then it'll break down the voltage per outlet for you.
Oh, that's like awesome.
Yeah. It's got this little
See, this is what we should be talking about here.
Well,
we were
getting to it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So basically everything that you run on your kayak now, you can run off one battery.
That is awesome. Now that is, I give props to that, because that's going to save you a lot of money. I don't know. I haven't followed all the social media on FluxJet. I've tried to keep up, but maybe I miss. But I think that should be also a selling point.
Yes.
Make people aware, like, you're going to save money by doing this. Like, a ton.
He's been talking about it since the beginning.
I may have missed that part.
Yeah, no, he's been saying it since iCast. Like, that's one of the key things about this thing is it's fully integrated. So everything, when I was saying you have high-end technology built for a user-friendly format at a consumer-friendly cost, that's exactly what this is. Yeah. You are now saving money from buying extra batteries and extra adapters, all this kind of stuff. You're saving a ton of money because it's all built in.
Yeah, no, that is, and there's going to be people that say, well, that's the kind of like hard part about it. Like, I've had people say, well, I want a kayak that I can rig. And if you take that away from me, you take the fun away from me. But in this case, I think this is more like, there's going to be people like that. And it's fine. It's part of the hobby. It's part of enjoying this, personalizing your own thing. But I think for the regular folks that are trying to get to the sport, especially like I can see this being, we talk a lot about entry level kayaks, which is like, hey, get an entry level kayak. So, the way that this is set up with the use of electronic and how easy it makes it a lot easier for somebody to say, you know what, this is a possibility this is not a bad idea to get it as an entry level kayak, because when you start adding stuff to it, it's already, with the voltage regulators and the customizations, kind of makes it easier to grow your kayak, to customize your kayak as you grow with it, without at the same time saving a few $100 here and there because of the voltage regulators and the other things that are integrated on it.
Yes. And then on top of that, like when you say you take away the rigging, you take away the fun, right? Not necessarily. I don't know how many people have had to rig light kits before. They're not the funnest thing. They're fun to put in, but then you have to connect all that and you have all this extra wire and all this stuff. These things come pre-lit. The lights are already installed factory.
Yes, that's the other thing.
Yeah, because I mean, also, like, look at it this way. From a company standpoint, we are giving you a kayak with a motor in it. So you automatically have a motorized watercraft that you have to register, right? The registration's on you. We don't register it for you. But we will give you the navigation lights that are required for safety. We will give you the 360 light that's required for safety. Things like that. That is, it's there for you,
By the way, Real Cam Smith puts on the comment, and I want to read this.
Mm-hmm.
That's innovative part right there. Finally bringing us kayak guys into the 21st century for electronics wiring. For those that don't know, he's taking a shot at me. And I already told you, Cam, if you're not afraid, do not be afraid to come on the kayak and debate me on this. Don't put it in the comment section just to trigger me, all right? I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, Cam.
Don't fear the beard, Cam. Don't fear the beard, Cam. Come on the show.
Get on my podcast and debate me on it.
Yes.
True love to Cam Smith, but I know what he's doing. Brandon says is it basically Naqua connections all over the boat?
There's one 2-prong connection. Not all. The rest of them are USB-C and USB. So that way it kind of caters to everyone. So that's cool. There is one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. What else have we haven't talked about? I don't want to miss anything. I want you guys to talk about every selling point for this kayak. I think we've covered, at least you eased me on a lot of things that I had concerns about this kayak. So I don't think I have much questions regarding, the main thing was the, traction and how would it handle on big waters. But again, if there's anybody in the comment section that wants to add a question, please put it in the comment section before we close up, because we are in an hour over the hour.
So now. I will say, if you guys do have questions and
there's one.
Are any
dealers on board?
Right now, it is DTC. Right now, it is DTC. Go to the website and order one.
Idiots like me that don't know what DTC is.
Direct to consumer.
Yes.
Yeah, right now. Now we're not out here trying to put shops out of business, but right now we are it is the first drop. It is the first kayak of FluxJet. So we are going with the people who have invested first, and then we will start, spreading it out. We'll spread the love down the line for sure.
So there's going to be, I've always preached to my audience, and I'll continue preaching this to my audience, and this has nothing to do with Fluxes. I say this to everyone that's going to buy a kayak. Run it, demo it before you buy it, and demo it in the way that you are going to be using it for fishing, not demo it just to demo it. Like if you are fishing shallow water, demo it on a shallow water. If you're fishing big water, demo it on fishing big water. If you're going to demo, if you fish grassy lakes, demo it on grassy lakes. But being that this is direct to consumer, how does potential buyers, consumers can try to, other than driving all the way or flying all the way to California, how can they get their hands on it? And
you could come to California and probably not get your hands on it either. I mean, to be honest, if Jason hadn't invited me over here, I would have never had my hands on it either, I got blessed enough that Jason hit me up and was like, hey, let's do this. And I said, okay, it's a really hard question to answer, if that makes sense, because I don't really have an answer for you on like, hey, how do you demo it? I don't have an answer for you right now. I don't. That's not to say that something won't come up in the future, but for right now,
is there any plans to try to, other than iCast to?
I have no idea or say. That's all above my head on this kind of stuff. Like I have no idea or say on that kind of stuff. Because that's not my place here. So
maybe
like
they'll have you driving all over the US, going to dealers and demoing for people. There you go.
I might have suggested that. But I also have a family, I got yeah. My wife and kids, and like, we got another one on the way. So it's like, you can't just bail. Be like, all right, I'm touring the country. See you later, woman. It's not cool. But I will say, if you guys do have questions, and if you're like me and you listen to this show later, because I'm a podcast guy, so I listen to the show later. I can't always catch the lives. Feel free to DM me. Feel free to DM FluxJet. Well, just hit us up on the YouTube. You can find me at Wolf of Wallmart on socials or YouTube. You can find them FluxJet Kayaks on YouTube or social, and you can get answers. Like we had a guy email the other day. I happened to be standing right in front of one of the kayaks. We just, instead of answering it, typing it back, we just shot a little video and sent it back for him. Like, yeah, we try and do anything that we can for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we're here and it's a serious business. Parts will be D2C only. Yeah. So parts, yes, we will have parts, and yes, they will be direct to consumer only. All the parts and everything that comes with the kayak will be on the website.
The one final question, at least from my end. The motor is 2-year warranty. Does that apply to the whole too, or does the whole have a different warranty?
Good question. That I don't have an answer for, but I can find out for you, and I can put it in the comments of the show, or I can text it to you and put it in the comments to the show. So I do not have the warranty answers, just because I that's all there's office guys here. They do all that. I do dance monkey dance. That makes sense. Like I'll grab a camera and come up with something,
Corey has a question. I don't know if we answered this already. It says, is there any problems with the voltage regulator, and is it easy to change if it does go out? That's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. There are zero problems with the voltage regulators. Like zilch. Like, he has made these things so streamlined and bulletproof. I think hopefully once they're all out, said and done, maybe I can cut one open. Maybe he'll let me cut one open and we can walk through the whole thing, or he can walk through the whole thing and give you guys a full layout. But it's pretty bulletproof, man. And if there ever was an issue, it is extremely easy. This is like iPhone easy, it's to diagnose or fix a problem is minutes on this thing. Like it's built in such a way that it is made to be anybody can do it.
Cool.
So
awesome. So if we don't have any more questions, I really do appreciate your time. Thanks to James as well, who chimed in. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to what FluxJet is doing. I really wish the best to these guys. Like I said, I'm rooting for this guys to really kick it out of the bat it out of the park with this. And I think innovation brings success, and I think the more innovation that's on our community, the more we're going to grow, and there's more for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
So one final words from you. What can we expect from FluxJet in the near future? Any release, any videos coming out, and where can people follow FluxJet? You mentioned it already, but where can people get more information and keep up to date? Is there a newsletter that people can sign up for, or anything like that?
YouTube.
And
the newsletter is the YouTube, and we have videos in the queue. We have videos that are still being edited. There is tons of content to come, and it will continue to come. even after everything's sold, we're going to continue to not only dump out videos, but continue to innovate. Like the stuff, just this kayak alone is like absolutely mind blowing. And I will leave you guys with this. Every time that we've had a question of, hey, can you do this? Or we want to see this, we do that video. 5 seconds later, there's a comment saying, oh yeah, this, now do this. It's like, dude, can you just not stop and take in for a second that this is truly innovative technology? Like the stuff coming in this kayak, no one's done yet. So just,
and there's going to be trial and error, of course.
Yeah. Just stop, take a minute, just look at it.
Hobie hasn't figured out a 360 drive that doesn't leak. So they've been around for years. And I use the Hobie PA.
Yeah, dude. No,
hey,
I got a homie that has a Hobie PA 360, and he doesn't have any problems with it. So I think it's like
sidetracks. We're talking about FluxJet, and I don't want to divert the conversation, but I'll say this real quick: if you use a motor with a lot of thrust, like an NK180 Pro, anything with that much thrust or above that, and you have a 360 drive, you're gonna get water leaked into your hull. If you don't use a motor on the 360 drive, you're gonna have no problems.
Got it.
But I'm actually gonna record a video on that and release it probably next week.
Just
not trashing Hobie, because I love Hobies.
No.
And I use a PA, but I think people should be aware of some of the issues that some of the design flaws that it has when it comes to applying a motor to it. So well, that's another rabbit hole we're not going to go into right now. But the point is, like, even companies like Hobie, which are very probably up to this point the most innovative kayak fishing manufacturer, is still figuring stuff out. So it's only natural. We can't hate on FluxJet if at some point you realize, well, this could have been done better. Yeah, nobody has done this. When you break ground, you're gonna break a couple of, like, it's cliche. I know this is cliche as heck, but you can't make a scrambled eggs without breaking some eggs. Is that the
yeah.
So
you can't make breakfast without breaking a couple eggs. But here, look at it this way. I was talking to Ramel. We were talking about foot steering, right? Because the Wizard FCS system came out, right? And this applies here to FluxJet. This applies to basically anybody who's trying to do anything different. Yeah. The moment the product comes out, everyone who did not innovate it is now a pro at it. And, oh, you could have done this differently. Oh, could have done that differently. Because you're a pro at it. But if you're such a pro at it, then why didn't you come out with it? Yeah. Like that's what it really comes down to, is innovation is learning. And to be able to bring something so complete, like a project that is so complete to market, I really think that people are going to have a hard time finding problems with it, to be honest. Like, it's so good. I just don't know how to explain it. It's not, it ain't no Titan 12 with 200 feet of track and a pedal drive, right? That's for a specific guy.
Yeah.
That's for a specific guy. My dad or son is not going to pull a Titan 12 out of the back of the truck and throw it in a pond and go, motoring around. They're just not. But they can grab one of these and go just fine.
But at the same time, it's going to turn better than a Titan 12.
Absolutely.
But it's all give and take. There's not going to be, we're going to excel at this. Yeah. And not excel. Like, it's a give and take. It's physics. One thing is going to
I'm sorry.
Another thing is going to limit you, but it's what it is.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, with that very same kayak that I would trust my son to pull out and put in a pond, or my dad to pull out and put in a pond, I'll take it out on a lake and go fish with anybody. Like, I'll rig it up to the hilt and go jump into a derby the next day. Like, it is the same kayak. So I really think it's built for everyone.
Looking forward to it, and hopefully at least I get to demo it one day, because it's really interesting.
Oh, James is in here. James is a genius. The water comes in through the 360 tube.
Because we're talking about 360 drive.
Yeah.
Good take on that. All right. So
he definitely did. He engineered the problems out of it for sure.
All right, I'll let you go. Any final words, Dave? Where can people follow you and on social media?
So you can find me social media, YouTube, Wolf of Wallmart. It's right down here at the bottom. If you're not watching this, it's _Wolf_of_Wallmart. You can find FluxJet Kayaks is all one word at FluxJet Kayaks. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on social media. They're all over the place. I think that's why it's kind of been hitting. And so it's the next thing that I want to address after this weekend is let's iron out where the videos are going to go. Like we can do collaborative stuff, but I think I'm going to start shooting the videos and giving it to their YouTube so that it stays on their YouTube because it's breaking between the two of us. And I think a lot of points are being missed because everyone's following FluxJet and not me, or they're following me and not FluxJet. So yeah.
Interesting. So thank you so much. Looking forward to the review from AAA guys, Aggressively Average Anglers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know they do an amazing job of reviewing products. So looking forward to see their content on that. And again, much success to everyone at FluxJet. And thank you for coming and taking the time to come onto the podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, bud. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, with that in mind, thank you everybody for joining. Thanks for everybody that commented and asked their questions. Remember, you can follow us, Bass Kayak and Beers, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want to listen to our podcast platform, just any podcast platform, iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any of them, you can find our podcast and leave a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Have a great night, everyone. And wear your PFDs. Go ahead.
Yes, wear your PFDs. And one more. Shout out to Brandy.
Shout out to Brandy in the comment section. Thank you so much, Brandy. Peace out, everyone.